Hey, Danny here with another investing video. So this is obviously my big shipping account. Uh, Got some other real estate, more base accounts, but it's the big real estate account. Returns have been lagging a little bit lately, but we're about to. We do have some real estate here. We're about to get 2,300 dividends from NYL, and then Zim is going to be having some big quarters coming up, I believe. Shipping has. Let's look at some shipping. Um, okay, so shipping. This is the Shanghai index. Anything above 2,000 is extremely good. Obviously, anything above probably 1,500 is pretty strong. Obviously, second quarter um, looks a little weak. This is coming into third quarter. This is the strike off of or the movement off of the Chinese tariff negotiations. We got a big push upward. That's going to be a nice third quarter. I don't know how big it's going to be. Probably not huge, but we do got some pressure. Obviously, I'm not sure why anyone in their right mind was attempting to sail through the Red Sea. But people were attempting to sail through the Red Sea, and we've had multiple boats sunk there. So obviously, the Red Sea is a no-go. I mean, technically, it's supposed to be 1 in 6 ships is liable to be sunken, but the pirates, they don't really seem to be discriminate on what they sink. They just sink things. So I think any sane shipping company, I mean, I guess there's some wild profit taking if you can push through and not. But I consider that sort of risk, and I think almost all shipping companies will definitely be avoiding the Red Sea for a very long time. It's amazing that any ships had ventured back in there with the hopes of being safe. So obviously we got a huge stack of Zim, 13,300 shares. Um, so uh, average price is at 17.96. That's actually pulled down quite a lot. We were up in the 19 range, coming off of the huge original closing of the Red Sea. During that year, Zimit pumped out $8 in dividends, so we were really just pushing as hard as we could to get as much stock as we could. But coming out of that, it has been sagging. So unrealized P&L is 27,156. So basically, what we were doing is the plan is essentially to sell profitably all this Zim. So that is where these options come in. We've primarily this year been selling options at 14.16. So in January 15th of 2027, people have the right to buy these shares, or most of them. I mean, obviously I've got 900 shares that are on other calls that may get moved to this or may not. We'll see. I actually do have some deeper ones at 12.16. I got even more for them, but buy these shares at 4.16. The last these were being sold were for 4.25. So if you take, like, for example, if I had sold all these at 4.25, it would be 18 point basically 31, 18.31. So that would be definitely above what I had paid for the Zim. So essentially it would cancel the loss put plus make some profit. Actually, my price is even better because this call has been sagging lately. I'm at about 14.65. So that basically it puts me at a pretty thin profit of about 75 cents per share when I'm selling compared to the option. Maybe a little bit less, maybe like 72, 73 cents. I have to think about that and look at the deals more clearly. But it's about 75 cents. We'll just go with that. It's about 75 cents a share per profit. But the big thing is I'm wiping off the $27,000 unrealized loss plus, at 13,000 shares, I'm basically adding $10,000 profit in. So that's basically these options that I've sold to me are worth $37,000. approximately. It's a little more convoluted than that because I do have margin and whatnot. But on the other hand, I do believe actually the ZIM, the yield will significantly outpace the margin cost. I am expecting for the remainder of the year, maybe $1.50 to $2.50 in dividends. Could be wrong, but we'll definitely, I think, almost surely see some dividends off of this pretty nice spike. I mean, obviously, the last year was, this is a thing of beauty, pushing up above the 3,000 on the spot Shanghai index. But anything above 2,000 is really, really money printing. So I mean, clearly, 1,500 and above is very good, but this quarter, this is all third quarter basically because of the delay in the shipping. We're sitting pretty strong, looking for some pretty big numbers in there. So pretty pleased, obviously, because we had been running 50% dividend plus a ton of capital gains during that high season, plus got quite a bit of capital gains this year too off of Zim before it pulled back, which kind of made my basis look terrible. But even still, we pulled the basis down a little bit, even off of the 19, which we had taken some about 7,000 capital gains or so off of Zim this year so far as well. So it's been very strong. But with options, we're going to eliminate that unrealized at 27,000 and then pump in maybe 10,000 to realized. And it's looking strong. I mean, obviously, if we hit $2 a share, that's, what is that, like $26,000 in dividends? I mean, obviously there's the Israeli withholding, but you do get a credit on that for your U.S. taxes. So, but we're looking strong. I feel solid here. Margin, it's in at 140,000 in margin, but it's pretty solid. The got good cushion on the margin, and then these options basically act as a cushion because you can see it's at 425. But for example, if the stock price falls by $3, $2 of this will be absorbed by the option. So for example, if the stock price roughly falls to from 15.19 to say 12.91, this option would fall to like $2.25 approximately. I mean, that's just my rough numbers, but I think it's approximately true. So that actually having the option under the stock price provides massive cushion and support to the margin. So we're extremely solid, feeling very cozy and comfortable going into quarter two. Hopefully quarter two is a little bit of a dividend. Quarter three should be nice, and quarter four should be nice as well. Mostly because Zim pays out 30%, and then full year it moves the regular dividend to 50% of earnings. So obviously we're seeing a very early Christmas shipping due to the Red Sea and tariffs. So fourth quarter should be sort of thin, but we'll be getting the big 20% for first quarter and third quarter in the fourth quarter. Because I don't think we're going to end up negative in fourth quarter probably. But yeah, we're looking strong. Obviously, I think we were seeing a year to date of something like 4% year to date. Obviously, that's I mean, we were up 20%. I mean, but the thing is, we're about to see the 2,300 from NLY hit, and then when Zim starts pumping in those dividends, we should be looking fine. And then obviously the big event is we're moving toward that January 15th of 2027. Essentially, that's realizing quote unquote, or $37,000 in profit. I mean, in one sense, it's only realizing like 10,000, but it's also eliminating like 27,000 long-term nagging unrealized. So it's a pretty huge event. Push this portfolio should push the total returns of this portfolio well over 100% for 4 years. So that would bring my 4-year averaging, um, 25% plus per year. Obviously, at this point, it doesn't look that strong, but it's all moving to one point because essentially, you think about this, the vast majority of my portfolio I've already sold. I mean, the one weird thing will be is if like we get under the 14.16, let's say Zim drops down to 12 or something at that point. That will be a little bit of an awkward scenario, but on the other hand, it'll be could be extremely profitable because we've got 11 months for it to get back above the 14.16 or maybe even higher, and I can keep selling options off it. I guess the scenario becomes awkward if in 2027 it never gets above 14.16, because or above 14, because then I'm taking the big gain with no offsetting, or yeah, I'm taking the big gain, but I can't offset it, with the loss, and then I'd have to. But on the other hand, in some ways, it would also be a very good problem to have. But I'm mostly hoping to get called. But there could be some actually huge long-term profits and just get picking up basically $57,000 completely free and clear. Would be a little bit. I mean, for my financial goals, it would push some things out a little bit, but in other ways, it would also make things a lot stronger because I would just get so much bigger gain off of this. It would change the timetables on many things, but in some ways, it would be much stronger if it actually fell to like 13 or something, Um, if it was 13 early and I could keep selling it for a while and then late in the year get above, and anyway, don't want to get too far above myself. I mean, getting called, then you get the cash and then you can reinvest it, and I got some strategies, so we'll see what happens. But we're looking strong, so I like the setup. And all right, until next time, peeps.